Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks, and today I want to show you my high voltage transmission tower system that I'm looking at probably putting into my Lego city. Mind you, this is a first draft, but what it is I had kind of a dream, if you will, last night, because unfortunately when I try to go to bed at night, my mind usually runs in overload. And I had this idea kind of come to me, and when I got home from work today, I ran into my Lego barn and started building, and this is what I got. So if this is something that interests you, stick around, because it's coming up. And without further ado, here it is. Something that, like I said, once again, it kind of came to me when I was sleeping last night, to be perfectly honest. It's an idea that I've thought about in the past, and then building it this way, like I said, just kind of popped in my head. And when I got home from work today, I went ahead and threw it together really quickly. Now, I want to be the first to say that this is still what I would consider a rough draft. At least in my opinion, that's what I call a rough draft, because there are still a few things that I probably will be changing on it. But for the most part, I am very happy with it. And to be perfectly honest, it's actually pretty strong, surprisingly enough. But that is the awesome part with Technique Lego pieces. Once you put them together, they are typically extremely strong. And the base is just to kind of show you, number one, the Mills plate system that I am still playing with and working on to include into the city. But it was also just to give a little decorative touch to this particular mock. But anyway, again, this is my power transmission tower. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I think it's a realistic appearance of how one looks. As a matter of fact, let me give you an idea of the power transmission tower that I was comparing this to. And here is what I'm calling my example. And yes, there's actually 3 rows or 3 sets of wires on the top of this pole, and I only did 2, but I thought the 2 looked really good. But this is what I was comparing it to. As you can see, just like this one, it's a very tall tower, and then you have the really long arms that stick out, and then this is where what my intention would be. I would either hook up, I was going to say the Lego pieces with a little knot on the end of it. But what I would probably end up doing for my own city, because this is something that I do plan on putting into my city, as it's something that you see in every city, is the power transmission towers. And I will probably be running a string from tower to tower wherever I end up placing these throughout my city. But anyway, again, just a real quick look. I will probably, if I decide to stay with this actual build and don't change anything, I may make a how-to video on this if I see a lot of interest on it anyway. But I'm not sure that this is something that a lot of people would actually want in their city, so I'm not sure that a build video would really be necessary for something like this. Let me kind of zoom in and give you a better view of it as well. This gives you what I like to call the minifig's eye view. And I've always been a big fan of getting that angular shot or images of anything that I build. Because for whatever reason, to me, it just makes everything look that much cooler. But again, here it is up close, so you can see it in full detail. It's not what I would call a highly polished build, but again, it's a power tower, and there's generally not much to them, so there's not a lot to polish up. The reason that I use the Technique pieces for the rough ridge, as you can see up the side here, was number one, it gave me a lot of versatility as far as where I could make connection points, but number two, it still gives you that industrial look of a transmission tower pole. But again, I'm not sure if this is going to be the final draft of this or not, but I'm actually pretty happy with it. So I mean, I really might stay with it the way it is. So anyway, that's all for this particular video. I didn't get to do a lot of the things I wanted to do here over the last 2 days. And since I had this idea in my head and I came home from work and was able to build it really quickly, I thought I would make a quick video just to get some of your guys' feedback and see what you think about it. And if it's something even worth making a video on how to for it, if anybody would be interested, because I know that is a large item that most people probably don't have room for to put in their city, but it is a neat item. But again, that is kind of my rough draft. I still may make some changes to it here real soon. But as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. If you get a chance, check out the links in the comments and the description of this video section below, as any and all sales from those links do help support my page, and I really appreciate each and every one of you that do use those links, as I do see the purchases going on, and like I said, the small commission I get does help support my page. So thanks for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.